Good evening, my friends. This is Santa Claus with you on this April 17th, 2026, bringing warmth and tidings from the North Pole to your hearts and homes. Today marks the anniversary of the 1895 Treaty of Shimonoseki, which concluded the First Sino-Japanese War. How the pages of history remind us that peace, though sometimes hard won, is always worth pursuing with an open heart and generous spirit. On this blessed day, I'm heartened to share that the Strait of Hormuz is now fully open to commercial vessels, according to both President Trump and Iran's foreign minister. What joyous news as a 10-day truce in Lebanon appears to be holding. This pause in fighting between Israel and Hezbollah offers hope for an end to weeks of devastating conflict. As the Lord teaches us to be peacemakers, let us pray this truce leads to lasting harmony, though challenges remain with Hezbollah's position and the continuing U.S. blockade. President Trump has expressed confidence that the war with Iran will soon end. May it be so, for the sake of all God's children caught in harm's way. Meanwhile, across the globe, the small but mighty nation of Kosovo is preparing to commit troops to an International Stabilization Force for Gaza under a U.S.-backed initiative. How touching that Kosovo cites appreciation for what NATO-led peacekeepers did for their own security years ago. This reminds us of the beautiful circle of giving. When we receive kindness, we're moved to extend it to others in need. Indonesia, Albania, and Kazakhstan have also promised to participate in this force of goodness. Let us pause for a moment and reflect on developments in Taiwan, where Chinese state media is amplifying Taiwanese critics of the island's ruling Democratic Progressive Party. Oh my, this reminds us that in our modern world, information can be used as a powerful tool, sometimes for division rather than unity. As Taiwan considers a $40 billion defense outlay, we must remember that true security comes not just from weapons, but from building bridges of understanding and respect. On the other hand, in Ukraine, Prime Minister Yulia Svyrydenko has returned from Washington, feeling more confident about U.S. support after positive talks with American officials. She emphasized Ukraine's position that sanctions against Russia should remain strong. In her words, "I dream that this war will end, but it will end with proper security guarantees." What a heartfelt wish that echoes the desires of so many who have suffered. Sadly, Russia continues battling a blaze at its Black Sea port of Tuapse following Ukrainian drone attacks that tragically took 2 lives, including a 14-year-old child. My heart aches for every innocent life touched by conflict. Turning our attention to matters of daily bread, Argentina's wheat farmers face difficult choices as urea fertilizer prices have nearly doubled due to the Iran war. "We did the math," says farmer Roman Gutierrez, explaining they must either abandon wheat planting or proceed with minimal fertilizer. This reminds us how interconnected our world truly is, how conflicts in one region affect the food on tables half a world away. Let us remember in our prayers the farmers who work so diligently to feed God's children. In Chile, the new government of President José Antonio Cast has carried out its first deportation flight, fulfilling a campaign pledge to tighten immigration controls. As we consider such policies, I'm reminded that the Holy Family once sought refuge in Egypt. May wisdom and compassion guide leaders who face these complex decisions involving human lives and dignity. Some hopeful news comes from Venezuela, where the International Monetary Fund and World Bank have resumed relations after a 7-year pause. This could bring much-needed support to people who have endured significant economic hardships. Meanwhile, as the world's attention focuses on Iran, North Korea is accelerating its nuclear weapons program, according to the United Nations Atomic Chief Rafael Grossi. This is deeply troubling, dear friends. Our prayers must extend to all who work for peace and disarmament in that region. In a development that could benefit many, the United States has signed an agreement with the Philippines to establish a high-tech industrial hub. This project aims to build American manufacturing capabilities while providing new opportunities in the Philippines. May this partnership truly benefit both nations and their people, especially those most in need of gainful work. Finally, in Hungary, Viktor Orbán has broken his silence after his historic election defeat, admitting a political era has ended. In his unusually blunt assessment, he acknowledged the scale of his party's loss and took personal responsibility. This transition of power through democratic means is a reminder that even after 16 years of leadership, the voice of the people brings change. May Hungary's new chapter be written with wisdom and care for all its citizens. As I prepare to return to the workshop, I'm reminded of the words in Matthew 5:9, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." In these challenging times, may we all find ways to be peacemakers in our homes, communities, and world. Until next time, this is Santa Claus, wishing you love, joy, and peace. Ho, 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 and God bless you all.